What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to Tower Defense Tuesday. Now, for those Tower Defense fans out there that use this playlist, I've done you a great disservice by not covering this game earlier. I don't really know why I never put out a TDT video, as I've been playing this game actively for, 6 or 7 months now, and that, of course, is Arknights. Arknights is a straight-up mobile tower defense game. It's for mobile devices, and it is a free-to-play, a gacha-style game. Now, Arknights is a game that you can invest massive amounts of time into. You can play this game for a long, long time, and it offers just tons of things to develop, things to do. And one thing that they do really, really well in Arknights is there is always something going on. Now, with that in mind, there is almost always some sort of an event or some sort of side story. There is just tons and tons and tons of things to do. Taking a look at my base here, of course, there is a full base that you'll build out and you will use to help develop your operators moving forward. Your operators are your defenses. This is a tower defense game, and each operator is its own skilled unit that you'll be able to use in specific situations. One of the things I really, really love about Arknights is it does have strategic depth. Now, it's a free-to-play gacha game, meaning that there will be some shiny 6-star operators that you're going to be wanting to go for. However, a quick YouTube search can show you just scores and scores of videos that it is possible to complete the entirety of the game with only 3, 4, and 5-star operators. So although there are these big 6-star shiny operators in there, you can get through the game without having any of these operators. Now, there's a deep friends system that is to your benefit. Just as you play through the game, you can borrow operators from friends to do matches. Additionally, it just offers almost every aspect of what you would want from a tower defense game. So there is a deep, deep story. As I mentioned, there's almost always some sort of a side story event going on. There's also a very, very deep story. If you like longer survival type missions, there are Annihilation missions, which offer you a very fat weekly reward. There is just always something going on. The newest edition of the game, of course, is a roguelike element that lets you go through and play through as a roguelike type experience with different enemies, different operators on your end, and different buffs and debuffs. Now, additionally, something like this where you're developing all these heroes, there is a lot of crafting involved. Now, with that in mind, there is targeted farming, which is on a rotating schedule. So, say, for example, I need skill summaries, which is one of the things you'll need for every operator. I can come here to this chain of maps and farm the different tiers of skill summaries all the way up to the top. The one item in Arknights that was a little bit of a turnoff to me at the very beginning, however, I did get used to it, was the Sanity system. Now, this is a free-to-play game on mobile, so it's got that hook. Now, what the Sanity system is your sanity is always regenerating. However, you have a set amount of sanity per day. You see up top here, I've got 69 of my available sanity right now to spend. Now, this will continue to regenerate, so like I traditionally will pop in right in the morning and dump my sanity, and then later on in the evening, I'll come back after the sanity is regen and dump my sanity again. But if you see here in this situation, I've got 69 sanity available, and this mission is going to cost 30 sanity to use. Now, you've got all of the strategic value you would want in a strategy tower defense game. You've got special enemies with special counters that you're going to have to attend to. Additionally, you can look over the map and see the entrances and exits going in of what is going to happen on that map. You combine all these things together and you get a pretty darn good tower defense game. Now, as I mentioned right at the beginning, I've kind of done a little bit of a disservice by not covering this game sooner, because it really is a great game. Quite frequently, I get asked, what is a good tower defense game on mobile? And of course, you've got all the normal go-tos. The first thing anyone is going to mention to you is Balloons. After that, they're going to go to maybe Kingdom Rush. However, Arknights really needs to be in that conversation. Now, as a free-to-play game, it does have that playstyle you'll have to get used to, and that is the Sanity playstyle. Me, of course, I am a game grinder, so I'm used to really grinding games out. So this was a bit of a turnoff to me. However, I had several players say, just don't go in with the intention of sitting down and grinding it out straight. Now, of course, you can sit down and grind it out straight because there are things like Sanity potions and then the premium currency that allows you to buy more Sanity. However, you will earn Sanity potions as you go as well, which will restore some Sanity that you can use when you have additional time. Now, although I wanted to jump in and just hard grind the game, I wasn't able to do that because of the Sanity system. However, if you look at it as more of play it till your Sanity's done, just enjoy it. Don't worry about rushing through the game or grinding through the game, and play the game a little bit several times a day. You're going to progress through the game, and you're going to have yourself a game that you can legitimately play for several years in situations not ever spending any money. So if you want a free-to-play game that is true free-to-play, that allows you to experience the entire game without spending, you can do that. In fact, I'm going to be starting a 100% free-to-play playthrough of Arknights this weekend, and that brings me to my next topic. My next topic would be, there's a major event starting. There's always some sort of event going on in Arknights. There is a half-year anniversary event starting this weekend, which if you wanted to check out Arknights for the first time during one of these major events is 100% the right time to start the game. You're going to want to jump in and give it a whirl during these events, as you're going to get tons of freebies thrown at you, and that is going to allow you to kind of get a jump start into your Arknights loadout. Now, we'll be starting that series this weekend, so make sure you tune back on through. That is going to be a long series. It's probably going to go on for a year plus, and I am super looking forward to it. Now, you need these operators. How do you get the operators? Well, there's two different ways. You can recruit or headhunt. Recruiting is a system that you'll use every day. It's going to require in-game items that you earn just from normal play, and you set the time. The higher the time, the higher the potential chance of a quality operator comes. You see here it takes LMD, which is kind of our cash money earnable resource, and a headhunting permit. So both of these you'll earn through the game. As you see right now, I've got 4 recruits going right now. I just fired these up just under an hour ago, and those will process, and I'll be able to do that once or twice a day, depending on how many of those headhunting permits I have. Now then, of course, you can go directly to headhunting. Now, headhunting is where you would open the packs. It's a gacha game. It is some pack opening. Just about every banner in the game is going to offer you a guaranteed 5-star operator in the first 10 rolls. And as you see here, I've actually got some free headhunts saved up. Now, I'm saving these for the next banner that's part of that anniversary event. However, you will earn some rolls yourself as well, and they're not just something that you have to purchase. Now, during the events, the major events, you're going to get a lot of rolls for free. In fact, you get 1 free headhunt every day. You're going to get a 10 pull just for starting the event. So there's lots of possibilities to get a full arsenal of operators, and getting operators to complete missions is not going to be an issue. Now, of course, obviously you want to get those higher quality ones. However, remember, as I said, you can complete the entirety of the content just using low star operators. Now let's pop on in and check out a map, and I'll show you another feature that I really like. So once again, let's go back to the targeted farming. Let's say I need those skill summaries that I mentioned earlier. You get this auto deploy. Now once you beat a map flawlessly, you're going to get the ability to auto deploy that map. Now auto deploying the map means it's what so many people have requested in so many other tower defense games. And that is, it's going to take your loadout that you had when you beat the map, and it's going to auto deploy that loadout and just let the map run. Now, this is an AFK feature. Remember, it's a game that you're going to want to put tons and tons and tons of time into, and this is auto deploying the entire run. This particular map was probably a bad example for anyone that's wanting to see the gameplay for the very first time in the game, because this is a very flyer dominant map. I didn't really think about that before I popped in. However, we see this is the loadout that I chose when I played through and beat the map. Of course, you can speed up and slow down, as with any good tower defense game. And we see the map getting crushed. So, like I said, this was a bad example. There is some deep strategy, particularly as you get closer to the end of the game. This isn't a game that you can come in and just spam down your operators or defenses and win the matches. Particularly late game, it's just not going to work out that way. You've got to understand the strategic element of the game. Now, on the same note, you will, after time and after you play the game, get to a point where you're so beast mode where you're going to be able to shred most of the things in the game very easily. However, that's one of those long-term RPG elements that let you kind of earn that status. It's going to take you a long time to get to that point. You're going to have operators. You're going to have operators leveled. You're going to have them specialized and have those operators completely decked. So this was a look at the skill summary run. Like I said, this was not a good example because it does not show really the strategy that's available in the game. And there is, without a doubt, some deep strategy that you'll have to learn as you play your way through Arknights. We'll get the W here real quick, and then that is actually going to get it for me for this episode. Tower Defense Tuesday, y'all. Check this one out. It's a mobile game. However, it plays on every emulator flawlessly. I'm actually recording on an emulator right now, and is one that's well worth checking out. Now, this weekend, that event, it's an event you don't want to miss. If you plan on checking out Arknights, then you're going to want to jump in on the event starting later this week. However, that will do it for this time around. I'm sure there is a ton of things I missed in this video. If you're an Arknights fan, make sure to let me know down in the comments what your favorite part of Arknights is. By all means, y'all, check this one out. Like I said, I've been playing it for about 7 months now, and it is an awesome game, no doubt. But that will do it for now. Thanks again, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy. こんにちは。